Oh, what is going on? Oh, everybody at Daffy Corporation. So, let's see how long since I was saying I'm gonna make a part 2. Movie history, about 11 minutes. "2017! I haven't done movie history like I said in almost a year. Like a year. Okay. That is really bad. Do you know how we went to the 40s? Okay, we're going to the 1950s. So the 1950s were full of a lot of B-movie. Had some B-movie elements. There was, the movies were basically, there were a lot of classics like Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Thing, and even some other films like The Incredible Shrinking Man, which is very interesting. In the World, which is a classic. And it came from outer space. So the 1950s had a lot of B-movie elements, which spawned really classic films. And, crap. Like, God, there was a lot of bad B-movies I've watched. But to be fair, back then, they were fine. They're wonderful. 1960s had a lot of big horror movies like Psycho, which a sequel came 20 years later. That's wonderful. 24, I think. And there are a lot of really good movies like Planet of the Apes. I haven't seen Sound of Music in years, but yeah. Midnight Cow, Apartment. I mean, there were some great movies like, okay, there's that, which was okay. And then The Birds. The 1960s kind of was this transitional period. It was basically, it was in between the classic and the, old modern. So the 60s are very interesting for me, at least. But we are just getting started. Just get started. Here we say some really basic stuff. The 70s, the slasher age. We got close up. And one of my favorite movies, Alien. Got Halloween, we got even Exorcist. Also, there is Godfather, and okay, that's something I don't really care about. And we got a classic like Rocky, which gave us stuff like You Gotta Be Kidding. The 70s were filled with a lot of classics like Chainsaw Massacre. Great stuff, and we're going in game. Oh yeah. And also, there was a sequel, Aliens, which is great. Then there's E.T., which is a good film. Back to the Future, okay. I've never literally seen it. Okay. Breakfast Club, fine. Which is that. Which is Die Hard. That's wonderful. Actually, it's one of the best Christmas movies ever. It is. Not really, but it's kind of listed as such. And no one can forget Gremlins. Oh, also, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh yeah, rated PG-13. Wonderful. Okay, that's a little overrated. Oh yeah, 1990s. The decade that everybody treats like a god. Okay, this was not the decade, this was not the best decade, but we're gonna look at the movies. So, the 1990s got us, Pulp Fiction, Jurassic Park, Terminator 2, that's right, Forrest Gump, Titanic, like a lot of movies. In this decade is a little overrated, but there was Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump, and Groundhog's Day. And Reservoir Dogs. And this also got, yeah, you know what? People say that also got a lot of people think is the most disappointing movie ever, Independence Day. And do you know what I say? Why were you expecting something more? Just why? Okay, the 2000s. Wow. In cinema, we got Lord of the Rings. We got a lot of things in this decade that really got really popular. Lord of the Rings took off, and Kill Bill. Even Kill Bill was so popular that it got a sequel, even though it was originally supposed to be one film. And The Hurt Locker. And the SpongeBob movie. Yeah, that. Yeah, that. Like, the 2000s I thought was a great decade. Was a great decade for cinema. Animation. Yeah, kind of blue. Animation. Kind of blue. Yeah. Was bad. This animation decade was not that good. We got a lot of bad stuff. A lot of bad shows, like Coconut Fred, a SpongeBob ripoff, which just feels like season 6 and 7 SpongeBob, which you're not supposed to do that. It only lasted 13 episodes, so yeah. The Flash animation, which I don't like. And the 2010s in film have been very mixed. We got some really good films and really bad films. But yeah, that's been movie history. Movie history is very interesting history, and